What's going on? I was just going to shoot this video real quick of why the world is lactose intolerant, which is the biggest lie. We've been lied to again. I am thinking about making a video about all the lies that we've been told, but that's more in depth, and I already speak about a lot of the lies we've been told. Pretty much everything you've been told in your entire life is a lie. Now, I am going to speak about some things later on in this video, probably about this channel, because this is going to be life with Fizz. But I want to talk about dairy, and I want to get that real quick. People, they say you're lactose intolerant, but it's a lie. Very few people are actually lactose intolerant. The only exception would be, for the most part, would be maybe some African Americans or black people. That'd probably be it. Maybe some sensitive, maybe white people, maybe Chinese or something. Very few people are actually intolerant to dairy. You gotta understand, it's basically almost like a cover up or a lie. Dairy is sold cooked. Most dairy is sold cooked. It's pasteurized. Pasteurization. The whole theory behind pasteurization, the guy whose name is Pasteurization or whatever, it's an actual guy that they took his name from on his deathbed. The guy who invented pasteurization, because someone had mad cow disease, probably from factory farming, and a bunch of other things. And guess what? I don't really care about it. If you want to submit your comment, that's fine. But I'm just here to give you the truth. You aren't intolerant to dairy, though dairy can be hard to digest for some people, which I understand that because they're not used to it, or they've ate shit food before, ate garbage, because the government usually feeds their people garbage, so they're in control of them. To control anybody in any war, any given situation, is always food. Dairy has to be raw to consume it for the most part. The only things that you get away with not eating dairy raw is maybe butter. But anyways, without long-term health effects, because they always say, oh, milk is, well, they used to say when you're younger, milk is so good for you. Now they say the opposite, like, oh, it's not so good for you, we're not so sure about it. Reasons why milk isn't good for you: factory farming, and then they pasteurize it, and they're just not showing welfare for the animals. We can just say that all around. And four, it's not raw. When you eat your drink your milk raw, when you have raw cheese, it digests way better, and it tastes completely different. And I guarantee anybody who's never had raw milk, as soon as they would have raw or anything raw, any raw dairy product, they'll want more of it as soon as they get it. Everyone's lactose intolerant, and they say milk's bad. Milk's only bad if it's from a factory farm cow, which is a fake cow. Pretty much, black and white cows are basically genetically modified. We're not going to get into all these things, but dairy, if it's raw, which every store and everybody has the right to, this is bullshit, to legal dairy, and it should be easy access. In fact, every community should have their own milking cows. What I agree with, that feeds the community, and they should work on that. We shouldn't go get our milk from another place and unless you absolutely had to for some reason. I think it's complete utter bullshit. They don't want you to be healthy. Like, raw milk is one of the healthiest things for humans. Not even raw milk turns into cheese, butter. That's why I'm just gonna say raw milk for this. Raw milk. If you gotta understand, you go into a store, they sell you meat that's not cooked. They sell you fruit that's not cooked. They sell you vegetables that are not cooked. A bunch of things that are not cooked that are pretty much fresh and raw. Not the whole store, of course, but they do sell some produce raw, which produce is usually raw anywhere. Same with meat. Of course, they do cook some in packages and pre-packaged processed food. When they give you any dairy product, pretty much any store, especially in the United States and worldwide, I know how it is, they sell you it pasteurized. They cook your food before they give it to you. What if you're going to buy a steak that you wanted and they cooked it right before they gave it to you? Fully just cooked it. You'd be like, that's not the way I like my steak. Da, da, da. They're cooking your milk before they give it to you. You don't have lactose intolerant. They've lied to you, and you've compromised the lies. They've been hidden up. We need to drink raw dairy to be healthy. It's so much better for you. It tastes better, and it saves everybody's lives. I made a video about this, but now I'm diving deeper into it. And that's all I'm saying about dairy. It has to be drunken raw. They shouldn't give it to you pasteurized. This is a bunch of bullshit. The dude who invented pasteurization, because his last name is pasteurized, is freaking, he said that he's wrong. He said he was wrong, but they didn't, and they knew they said it was wrong, but they don't care because they want you to be sick. Some people can probably get away with cooked foods such as dairy, which will be fine, but we'll see in the end who's really there or really not. Only time will tell. But I can tell you, if you get raw, you should always get raw, especially when it comes down to milk. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Now this page, this is going to be for the people who, I might just make a separate video on what I was about to say. It's because it's kind of off, but not really. Just know, like, I'm not going to bring, I'm transitioning. Like, what I want on this page is I do want it to be about diet, but that's not my stronghold, to be honest. I mean, I can do that, but I want to do more so stretching and stuff, and I don't want people to fear the diet and, like, go see a stretching video and be like, oh yeah, I'm so into him, then diet. Then it hinders away me drinking raw milk or eating something, you know what I mean? So, I'm always going to be me, and I realize, like, truth's gonna come prevail, whatever it is for me. So I'm headed in that direction. And that's where I am with this video, and I'm sure most people that drink raw milk are already accustomed to this, if already aware of this, if they didn't already know. But I want to make a bigger stand, a representation out here towards this. So yeah, find raw milk that's high quality, that people, the farmers or whoever has the animal take good care of the animal, because that's what we need, animal welfare first, because if you treat the animal bad and shit, it's not going to give good milk, and if you give it fake food, it's not going to give healthy milk for the most part. So let's take that consideration. Let's give a big shout out to anybody who has milk and that's raising animals for us and gives us milk, because it's really raw milk, that is. I appreciate these people. Just appreciate anyone that goes out of their way, especially when it comes to husbandry, like cutting, butchery, the animals and everything. I'm always thankful for whatever I am, whatever I eat. I'm always thankful. In fact, anything I do in my life, I'm always thankful. Whether it's making this video for other people, whether it's just even talking to someone or someone helping me out. I'm thankful for the diseases. I'm thankful for the tricks they've played on me and the lies. But it's time for us to better our health. Most people don't care about their health till something goes bad, and that happened when I was when I was younger, because of the vegan diet. And, just a lot. There's other things I've been lies about that I didn't know beforehand, and a bunch of different stuff. In fact, my health journey has come to pretty much an end when we get into a physical realm. Not in a physical realm, but you gotta understand, I've always was an athlete, and I've always moved around my whole life, but I never went to food. I always wanted a six-pack my whole life, and I would always work out. I would never get a six-pack my whole life. It has nothing to do with diet. It doesn't have nothing to do with exercise, really. It's actually everything to do with diet, and I never knew this. Like, I worked out since I was, all my life, but since I was like 12, I wanted a six-pack. Like, how are these guys getting six-pack? I understand there's genetic differences, and not everyone can get a six-pack, but it's more so, food. I did was ate junk and processed food my whole life. I never even ate good food. You'll never know what good food is, and you'll never know what health is, for the most part, if you've never been sick. You can never live if you never died. And what do I mean by that? You just have to know. I know what it is. Nothing phases me. No one says. I don't care what no one says. Not that I don't give a fuck what they say. It's just like, I almost died. I've seen things that, pretty much revelations that you'll never even see. And, that's well. And there's some things that I know that, I may never see that happen to you. Oh, well, that's all. That was kind of off in the tangent in a way, but not really. But subscribe to the channel. It's Life with Fizz. I want to shoot this video. We got stretching videos coming soon, and we're going to incorporate everything soon. Obviously, there's going to be criticism amongst, between people on my side and people on the other side. I understand, and it's fine. It's whatever. People are always going to criticize you, even if you're Jesus, even if you love everybody, even if there's not even a single piece of hate in you, even if you're trying to help other people, and that's fine too. I understand that. I understand the repercussions that I'm going to deal with, and I've always known this long before this diet, of things that I would say and come out and say. But we just need to help each other and support each other. And that's where I'm going. I'm going to be probably doing some stretching videos, activity videos in this, and maybe some other people will be helping me lead these activities. But that's cool either way. I'm going to get the job done. That's where I came in my life. I always do the task, because no one else gets the job done. Only I do. And yeah, other than that, that's pretty cool. That's all I have to say. Life of Fizz. My other channel, Snapcracklefizzle, is my other channel, my main channel, for, as we could say, and that has my music, and some other talks. But that's basically for that. More so entertainment channel. Another channel is going to be more like a physical and, just health. Basically health, diet, physical stuff. And, yeah, that's all I like to say. So I'll speak to you soon. You know what I mean? And what I was saying about, like, I can't progress anymore. I can't progress more physical, and obviously you evolve. But I've hit a real spiritual thing without any spiritual practice, pretty much, unless you want to say Veganism is. But I've done other things on top of that. That's led me to where I've been, and that's just it. You know what I mean? Like I said, not everyone's gonna get into health. Most people get into health, and especially this far. When you go this far in these lengths, especially even working out, like, people know there's something missing. But I always knew something was missing my whole life, and here we go. It's the diet, but it's everything. So things I've never been taught. I'm 25 years old and just thinking, really, all there is to move on and we create a stronger future. So be proud of who you are and love every moment and everything you do, because at the end of the day, no one really cares about you. We can say people care about you. There was no one for me. And when you're about to die for a very long time and there's no one there for you, and yeah, it's not a pretty sight. And you realize people aren't, it's not, the world isn't what you think it is, and it's kind of a letdown at the same time. But all we can do is move on and gather up and help each other. So have a nice one. I'm probably going to eat here. Thanks for tuning into the vid if you did. And this is more so about cows and raw dairy. So take that into consideration, and go try some raw milk, some raw dairy products if you haven't. Mostly just raw. A2 if you can, dairy. I guess A1 wouldn't be too bad, but if you can get your hands on it just to try some, you'll instinctively know. When I had my first raw dairy, I just couldn't stop sipping it. But not that I couldn't stop sipping it, because when you drink liquids, you actually want to sip them. You don't want to gulp your liquids down. You actually want to sip your liquids, like sip them and take your time with them, like fine wine. Actually, every drink that you drink in your life, you should pretty much drink like fine wine, slowly. And what I was going to say about all this is, the first time that I had the raw dairy, I laugh continuously. Like, it doesn't happen really anymore, but there could have been some other things going on at the time. I was very sick, still recovering, and at this time, and I was laughing like every time I would drink the milk. Like, it just made me feel so good. It made me feel so good, and I could tell you, anytime you taste a raw dairy product for the first time, you're gonna taste what the cow ate. You're gonna feel like the cow, because you're taking in the cow. So you're gonna feel like the cow, and you're going to taste the grass, the farm where it came from. You're going to taste that, especially when it's fed right. You're going to feel that, and you're going to taste it. It's actually going to taste a little bit off and a little bit weird if you drink all pasteurized and cooked milk. But it's going to make you feel good. And instinctively, you're going to want more. I know you will. So have a nice day. Spread the message. Thanks for tuning in.